There you take your friend. Hello. What you gonna do? Good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning. Get up, get right. Wipe that cold out of your eyes. Look alive. Look in that mirror and love what you see. Kingston, what's up, my brother? I thought you were working. Then the pretty girls. History as the best rapper that ever could be. Now I'm feeling the highs, feeling the lows. Be so strong, getting jiggy toes. But thing is, it's stomping your feet, moving your body while you're sitting in your seat. Yeah. You're doing the freak. I said, damn, right out your seat, and then you throw your hands up in the air, rocking that rhythm, nigga, shaking it. Uh. As the rest of the game, but a rap the game. Yeah. In the proud brown eyes, hitting the tide, on and on and on. Come on, people, get up and get ready. It's Monday morning. Let's start this week out right, man. Nothing but positive vibes. But I am the baby of the bunch that's okay, and I'm trying. Wiggle your eyes, and on and on and on. Beat don't stop till the break of dawn. On and on till the break of dawn. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Wow, man, I'm starting to, I'm down 15 pounds. I'm starting to really feel like this working out thing and this trying to stay healthy thing is paying off. Anyway, we're going to have a great show today. Actually, all week I'm going to be talking about the Menendez murders. Harwar, what's up, brother? But first, I want to say, unfortunately, I got a call Saturday night, Sunday morning, 5 in the morning. I don't need to say their name. They want privacy, but a friend of mine's nephew took his life. This is Suicide Prevention Month. It's sad, man, because he's 27 years old. He has kids. And, I know the mom. I know him too, but it's not about that. It's the fact that this is Suicide Prevention Month. And suicide is still at all-time high. Depression, mental illness is very serious. So he was 27 years old. He took his life. He has 2 kids. See, what happened was, I can just say this. He had a kid. Social media started making comments. He started questioning things. When he went and questioned things, he got an answer that he wasn't looking for. I guess he found out that maybe the kid wasn't his. So, he was almost, from what I'm hearing, I can share this much, that he said something in reference to he's just going to hurt everybody and then just disappear, and hurt himself. And thank God that he didn't do that. Thank God he didn't hurt that mother and the kids. I mean, the guy felt belittled. He did what he did, his mental illness. I wish there was more he could have done. But it's sad. The mom staring at the ceiling, no conversation. So that's another reason why I don't come up here and worry about being a pompous ass or an idiot, and stay humble and respectful. Because at any given time, things like this come up, and then you realize how bad you don't have it. When you see somebody who's not here anymore, no longer, and we're still trying to figure this thing called life out. It's sad. But shout out to the family and anybody else who lost anybody through suicide or, the mother's never going to be right. I'm telling you, she's done. Her life, God forgive me, it's over, man. She's done. She's not going to be right. No, it's sad. Bliss Chris. Kingston, why aren't you working, man? Hardwire, what's up, brother? Barbie. Don't worry, God, don't matter how many's here. We're here. That's the bottom line. Um, I have a good story here to break you down about these Menendez brothers. I think they're coming home, man. I really do. Uh, a lot of people don't know who they are. Some people do. Maybe a lot of people do. But I know that Kim Kardashian's in on this. So Joseph Lyle Menendez was born January 10th, 1968. He's 56 right now. Eric Gayen Menendez was born November 27th, 1970. He's 53 years old. Uh, I mean, I watched the documentaries. I read books. I've been studying this case for a long time, almost 30 years. And I always wondered, man, when these guys did this, like, I always thought that there was something there. Like, I didn't know what kind of abuse. I knew that there was something, but this guy wrote a letter at 8 years old. I think Eric did, and the guy never submitted the letter, and the judge with the new case wouldn't submit evidence. So the guy that had the letter that Eric wrote when he was 8, describing everything, passed away. So no, they were trying to get that back into the records. Oh, he did? Yeah, yeah, I know. Kim K's crazy. But anyway, just to give you a breakdown, because I'm going to cover this all week and for a while. The Menendez brothers redirects here for the documentary. Here you go. Born January, Joseph Lyle Menendez, born January 3rd, 1968, and Eric Gayen Menendez, born November 27th, 1970, collectively referred to as the Menendez brothers, are American brothers and convicted murderers who killed their parents, Jose and Mary Louise Kitty Menendez. Now, their father was involved in, I think, shows like the 70s show, a bunch of other shows. He was very successful in the entertainment business. And the entertainment business and what they say about that. But their parents were Jose and Mary Louise Kitty Menendez. That happened in 89. So it says, following the murders of their parents, Lau made a highly emotional phone call to 911, sobbing as he reported that unknown intruders had killed them. Police initially investigated the murder as a mob killing, but grew suspicious of the brothers' extravagant spending of their multi-million-dollar inheritance. Eric confessed to his therapist that the murder was maliciously planned with a fabricated alibi and the desire to be free of their father's domination, messages of inadequacy and impossible standards. The confession later on led to the arrest. Now, I think the thing that's crazy with these Menendez brothers is that the fact that, these guys were molested. They did go through a lot of shit. But the fact that that was never able to be brought into court, the second judge he didn't want to let a lot of evidence in, man. They wanted them guys gone because I believe if they would have dug deeper, remember this is 89, they were covering a lot of stuff up. Now it is spending money, but the bottom line is, they could have probably convinced the jury if they would have had stuff in that, the reason why they did what they did is, I mean, most teachers came up and said that they were abusive, they were yelling at them all the time. I mean, this guy was telling his kids, I'm doing this to you because this is what the Spartans did to make warriors. Like, when it all goes back to kids are young, man. Why would you want to, mess that mind up? Why would you want to pollute that shit with any kind of abuse? It's disgusting. Kids should never have to go through that shit. Anybody should never have to. But the fact that when things do happen and you get to a point with mental health, I mean, this guy went to his doctor, confided into a therapist, and the therapist told somebody, had her go to the cops. So it wasn't directly him. And then when they got him, they found all these notes and stuff that he was doing. So he wound up screwing himself, the therapist. But nothing happened to him. Yeah, he was. He was messing him up, Kingston. He was so my thing is, so what? You get to a certain age in life and you wanna, confront your accuser or your abuser. And when you do, you couldn't take it anymore. You blew their hands. Now the way they plotted it and did everything, yeah, but they wouldn't still be in jail. They would have probably got a 15 to 30. Them guys would have been home probably about. They would have been home for about 10 years right now, probably. No, it's not, bro. It's not. That's what I'm saying. There's so many sides of this story. So what? You were abused. So your parents did that. Your father, your mother let it go. So then you kill these kids. I'm saying that I don't think they would have got that much time. But then again, you know, the only thing I don't get is the abuse. Uh, hey, Jen and Barrett, hope you're having a beautiful day. The abuse that's taking place, I believe, does that constitute them to kill their parents? I mean, I can't speak for people, but to kill your parents, I mean, the only thing I don't get is these guys grew up into be the only argument I don't think it has any weight, but maybe not. These guys were adults doing this shit, doing it to each other. So I don't know, man. Like, how could you have that? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to me, man. How could you have? Let me see. So yeah, I guess it's both sides. You can look at it either way, but to me, killing your parents, man. I mean, even when you go to jail, just go once you hit the fucking clink, you're gonna have so many people that don't want to hear nothing. Man, you killed your parents. Well, what I wouldn't do that, parents. So it says, following the murder of their parents, Lyle made a highly emotional phone call, right? So we heard all that. And they were charged with first degree murder with special circumstances, specifically financial gain and lying away. Well, that's what it was, man. I mean, they wanted that money. And now, see, this is the thing, though. That made them eligible for the death penalty. During the first trial, the brothers argued that they committed the murders out of fear that their dad would kill them after he threatened to expose him. For years, alleged sexual, emotional, and physical abuse, while the prosecution argued that they did not. They did it to inherit their father's multi-million-dollar estate. They were first tried separately with one juror for each brother. However, both juries deadlocked, resulting in mistrials. Oh, I didn't know that. In a second trial, they were tried together and found guilty of first-degree murder. Both brothers were sentenced to life imprisonment without possibility of parole. Well, guess what? There you go. I mean, they got life without no death penalty. No, that's true, man. I mean, most of us been through some abuse, but carrying out something like that, man, yeah, it fucks your head up, man. It don't matter. Even if you're not like, in molested in a sense like that, man, that little bit of anything. And the way these jokers, these clowns, these fake content creators, they do shows, they call everybody a pedophile, they make fun of everybody. Like, number one, congratulations and thank you to anybody who's ever, talked about their experience, that brought that to the forefront and didn't care and knew there was going to be scrutiny and jokes and trolls. But thanks to you for doing that, because you have made it easier for a lot of people and you brought awareness. And that's what we're trying to do. You know, I think it's sad. I mean, that's the first thing they do is call somebody a pedo or this and that with no facts, you know, just because you want to get ratings and you want to make your show be somewhat relevant. Excuse me, be temporary. Yeah. Yeah, don't put that jacket on nobody, man. But that's what they do. So, keep in mind when you're up here doing these shows and you talk, even what I said, a priest, whatever, tried to, and somebody else. I mean, I was never physically, no Diddy, but I should be able to talk about shit, not have a bunch of low life scumbags talking about that. But that's what they do. And every time they do that, you know, they desensitize people. So people don't really care. And it's not really a big whoa reaction. And then they take that thing that people go through, that abuse, and then they really take away from it. So then it just becomes, oh, yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, that happens. The value of it, they depreciate that. And then people don't take people seriously, man. So for me, I guess with them guys, if that happened to them, who could they talk to? You're in Hollywood. Your father, everything's supposed to be better than what it is behind closed doors. But it just shows you, man, everybody, no matter what your stature in life is, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, pain does not, how can I put it? They don't discriminate. Pain does not discriminate against somebody rich, somebody poor, man. Pain is pain. Yeah, I hope you guys stay right. You know, the other thing with these guys, I'm going to play a video here. I want to show you guys something. Give me a second. Hold on, guys. Hold up. All right. Guys, I'm going to play this. This is ABC News. I do not own the rights to this. This is George Krapanopoulos. Here's a guy who's supposed to be, Mr. Democrat, top guy everybody should follow. Go listen to the audio tapes of him harassing women and talking so negative, calling them names. But check this out. This is George Krapanopoulos and his look on this. Let's see. Well, not his look. Maybe he's just going to give information. I don't know. ABC owns this, fair use.
From behind bars, as the Los Angeles District Attorney says he'll review new evidence while considering resentencing the brothers. Dan Abrams is standing by after this report from Kana Whitworth. Good morning, Kana.
Yes, George, good morning to you. So now,
one thing I do want to say, though, is like the whole thing about the money, the greed, and all that, the same reason what they hated their father for and everything he did mostly, I guess, the abuse, but the money and the jealousy and saying that the money wrecked things and, money buys you happiness. But isn't what this is all about comes down to now? All their political, connections, all their celebrity people to get behind this movement. Everything's always about power, man. That's how you can tell real people that are not like people that need something, guys that join clubs because they need that to talk shit like, yeah, I got my brothers, I got my brothers rather than, respecting the brand, being yourself, and seeing what you can bring to the table and how you can better the club yourself, rather than making it about me and my boys. You know what I mean? But here we go. Fair use.
Now in their 50s, Eric and Lyle Menendez are featured in a new Netflix documentary reflecting
Yup.
on the trial that
Kingston,
put
you
them
working or
behind
not,
bars for
man?
life with no possibility of parole.
I remember
Fair use, ABC. I don't want to hear that striking stuff, ABC. For real, because you know what, YouTube, I'm reviewing this so I can, do a reaction video. Let's keep listening. Fair use.
It was so daunting that I was in shock.
For the first time in 30 years, Lyle and Eric Menendez is speaking out amid renewed interest in the infamous murder case that captured the world's attention.
I went to the only person that has ever helped me, that has ever protected me. And then ultimately this happened. He was arrested because of me. I wanted to die.
Yeah, well, not for nothing, Lyle. What you did to your brother, man, you abused him first or whatever, second, or I don't know what the hell you did, but he repeated what his dad did to him. It's crazy, man. Fair use.
The way I did not protect Lyle.
Audio tapes are part of the Menendez brothers' new Netflix documentary. The siblings who shot and killed their parents in their Beverly Hills home in 1989
I'm with Hardwire.
opening up about what they said on the witness stand in the historic televised trial.
I know, Argo, but
reacting to his brother's testimony.
that's what I said. They would have got 15 to 30.
To me on the stand for molesting me.
See, fair use. Remember, Eric's the younger one, man. Lyle was the guy who really orchestrated all this and, put this plan together. If you watch the documentary on Netflix, man, it's pretty cool. Fair use. ABC owns this.
He had never said he was sorry.
The trial making headlines again 3 decades later as Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gascon's office evaluates new alleged evidence and public calls for resentencing.
We're not saying that there was anything wrong with.
Real quick, though, that's a great point, Jen and Barrett. I mean, what people are going to do, how people are going to respond to this, what people do. I mean, I didn't go. What I went through was a fraction of what most people go through. But still, it does mess your head up, man. It can mess up your confidence. It can mess up your reaction to things. It can make people more aggressive, I believe. But at the end of the day, if you have God in your life, that'll humble you and keep you grounded to where you understand that you don't want to see anybody go through that kind of pain. So that's what I said to all these clowns that joke and use that word and call people that on the internet. Man, you don't even understand how bad you're doing for all those poor kids and people and women that go through that shit, even men, whatever. How you're devaluing something that's so crazy, man. It's bad enough that people can even believe a woman when she has to confront something. But then when kids go through it, it's just so generalized and just, everybody's desensitized to it. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. Everybody, oh, yeah, he's a pedo. He's a pedo. That's not right, man. People should be held accountable for that shit, And that's what I think we should do from now on. Anybody on the internet that's throwing that word around, they should all be reported. Straight up. People should be struck, reported. And YouTube, I don't know what you're doing because you strike me for a prayer or playing a damn song, but somebody up here can call somebody pedophile, talk shit about their kids, little kids, anybody. They don't do anything. Everything's cool. It's ridiculous, man. All right, be good, brother. No, yeah. I'm with Hardwire, man, because I tell you what, Hardwire, even though I want to see this retrial and I want to see what happens and the outcome, and hey, if they get home, they get home. But I think they've done enough time. I mean, they did 30 years, but the only thing is, Hardwire, I'm with you, the arrogance and all that, man. I think it's just a ploy. I don't believe none of it. Let's check this out. Fair use, ABC News. Stop striking me. Say
The original trial. We have been given evidence.
Famed defense attorney Mark Garagos claims Eric sent his cousin a letter detailing the abuse
when he was 8
9
years
months.
old. Pay attention to this, because this is what's going to get them out. Right here. Listen, this is a letter Eric wrote when he was 8 years old, and they just found it.
Prior to the murders. Garagos also says a member of the popular 80s boy band Menudo, Roy Rasulo, says he too was molested by Eric and Lyle's father in the family home. Adding to a growing call for the alleged abuse the boys suffered at the hands of their own father to be reevaluated, they claim it went on for years and that they feared for their own lives.
It was a culture of silence, and that culture of silence existed up until the 90s, and I think it finally got broken in the 2000s.
You're not lying about that.
Prosecutors maintain the.
But all I'm saying is, so what goes on from here? You just whack your parents because you went through some shit? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think that that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, but Hardwire, what I'm talking about is when they're calling people pedophiles and pedos and when there's no paperwork, I'm not with that. I'm all for free speech, but not just lying about shit. I don't like that. I think it's kind of corny. Or if you should say, if you want to call another man or a woman that word or whatever you want to say, and you should be able to put them dukes together and get ready to give a fair one. It's crazy the way shit goes on, man. You know? Yeah, I don't like that. But I do understand all points of view. But the thing is with these guys, if they come home, they're going to come home because of a letter this kid wrote when he was 8, and now they have all these other people. But if you really wanted to, and I think Hardwire agree with this, Eric and Lyle Menendez, if you really wanted to stop your parents and get at them, what you should have done was, instead of whacking them, you should expose them, man, and let them feel that in the press and in the paper. You guys were adults. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we were little kids. Maybe when we went through that, and I'm not, I'm sorry that anybody had to go through that, but you could have did that another way. If you really want to hurt your parents, you could expose them and put them through the system so that everybody could see. Because I don't give a fuck, man. People talk about, oh, yeah, that's right, the libel laws. That's a good point, Hardwire. That's why we need you here, bro. Sorry to make your show, man, but I don't know if you guys could tell. I really didn't want him to come in here today because, I just, I think when they happened, they started when Eric was 6. But Lyle was going through it first, and then Lyle started doing it to Eric. That's another guy I'm thinking, man. I mean, look, at the end of the day, look at OJ. People think he did it, but he beat it. I mean, people got to like the justice system for not just when it works for you, So, yeah, I like that. I wish they would let all that information in and make a conclusion, man. That's what's good about this country. And that's like what Hardwire said that day on his show. We all need to come together like two different sets of ideas, but we all get to the same place. I mean, what are we really fighting for and arguing for, man? Republican, Democrat, for what? At the end of the day, you know what's going to go on. The election will be over, and there's still wars going to happen. I mean, this is what I don't get, though. To all the people out there who talk shit about this side or that side, you tell me why North Carolina hurricane victims get $750 and a migrant who came here illegally, freed from a prison, right, gets, I don't know, $2,000 for food stamps. They get all kinds of money for housing, free medical. I mean, everything in this country is backwards, man. It's like, I just don't get it. Why do vets have to worry about that stuff, man? Veterans. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, because at the end of the day, they killed their parents. You know, if you had the here's my deal. If you guys had the courage to kill your parents, but you didn't have the courage to go expose your parents, doesn't make sense. I think it was financially motivated, my own opinion. I mean, they did 30 years already, but, you know, in the Bible, when it talks about taking a life, oh, yeah. Abuse is bullshit what goes on with that, man. They really, like, stretch that, use that to, I don't know, crazy. But the other thing I want to show you guys is, hold on. And then you got people like this. Some people think that what's changed? What has changed? Some people think nothing. Look at this chick. Huh? Here we go with this one. Yeah, some people use that word in wrong ways, but check this out, guys. Here you go. I don't know this News Nation with Chris Como, Air Use, this Rosie O'Donnell. Now all of a sudden, she's best friends with them, or whatever she said. They're like, wait, you'll see. Mark Jericho's.
Let's understand what changed and what could still change.
Well, what changed was, I think, when we discovered or were able to get the declaration of Roy Rosella, who was a member of Menudo, and he declared under penalty of perjury that he too was molested by Jose in the house, in the family house. You combine that with the letter that Eric had written prior to the killings,
Blitz, Chris.
8 months prior, to his cousin, who's now dead, Andy Cano. And we combined that together, and we filed back in May of last year what's called a writ of habeas corpus, which is a fancy legal term, Latin term, for basically set aside this conviction, bring me the body under the Latin. Also,
he wrote down when he was like 8.
Since that time that we filed the habeas corpus, the changes in California law have allowed for what's
fair use. News Nation, this is their content, but look, California laws changed too. I forgot about that. Listen to this.
Called resentencing. And George Gascon, who's the DA here in Los Angeles, has a robust resentencing unit in which they take a look at sentences that were imposed years ago that were wildly disproportionate to what they might be today. And we are running down both those parallel tracks. We've supplied to them all kinds of information, what we call mitigation information about them.
We're going to hear it, Blitz, Chris.
We're hoping now, and today was
she said they're like an amazing
day
brothers.
From our
I forgot what she said.
that even 30 days before an election, and mind you, part of the argument that I've been making for a year and a half is that these guys were convicted because of DA electoral politics some 30 years ago. Mind you, the evidence portion of their second trial, where you mentioned they were convicted, started 8 days after the acquittal of O.J. Simpson. And the DA was on his heels at that point, and they needed a conviction.
Also, Mark, remind people, what was the difference between the first and second trial?
Fair use. Come on.
If you're happy
and you know, clap your hands.
Well, first trial, 2 juries. Those juries heard the abuse evidence. Both juries, deliberating separately, the majority found not guilty of murder. They were hung juries between murder and manslaughter. Second time around, 8 days after the OJ acquittal, they was one jury. They largely were prevented from presenting evidence of the abuse. And then what always has galled me is the DA got up in the closing argument in front of just one jury this time and argued that it was an abuse excuse when he knew very well that he was the one who had convinced the judge to exclude the lion's share of the abuse evidence that the juries, two separate juries, had heard and hung on in the first time around.
So the judge wasn't letting that abuse in, but they knew what was up. I don't know, man. It's crazy. Fair use.
Rosie, thank you for your patience.
Here we go, Bliss.
And I know you know all this already, but the audience has got to get up to speed.
Yes.
So first of all, how was this news today met by the brothers?
Well, I called them after I spoke to Mark last night about doing this appearance, and I said, "What's
You
going
called
on?"
him in a
And they
prison?
said,
Come on, man.
They're hesitant to hope. After being in jail and prison for 35 years and being abused for his childhood up to that point, these men don't have a lot of bandwidth to hope for what exactly happened. And, I want to thank the millennial culture of all these kids online who said, we learned about this in government class. We learned.
All right, Rosie, that's enough of you. She's not saying anything new. Damn, bro, they suck. Take it easy, bro. I did that on jet ski one time, man. It hit my chest, knocked the wind out of me, man. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just can't listen to her, man. I don't need to hear any more of that. We know what's going on. Rosie, I don't know what your problem is. I don't know what a lot of these people's problems are. I mean, at the end of the day, Suicide Prevention Month. Again, so you guys see right here. I missed the call from the prison last night. Shit. So look, I'm going in my app, Cash App. Boom. Oh yeah, I did donate $5 again. We're at 9. Look at that today. 9:51. Look what time it is. See that? Look at the time, 9:46. Real time. So we're at 9:51. Mini Cruiser. Oh wow, for real? We had a disagreement. Yeah, we're gonna be good this year for the Make the Wish, man. And like I said, I got a bunch of guys on motorcycles that are ready to do. We're gonna put together a little run this year too. I might just run it up there like that. But it's a beautiful morning, man. So with these Menendez brothers, stay tuned and we'll see what's happening, man. But I like to say for all the hurricane victims, it's sad what's going on, man. It's really it's just not cool. People, man, we gotta appreciate life more. We gotta appreciate God a little bit, man, more. I mean, that's the main thing, God, right? So I do have other things coming out. I'm working on something right now. I am dropping another clothing line real soon. Working on that right now. I think this Wednesday I'll be out in the street. Yes. Yes. Share it, whatever you want. Go ahead. I can't get that shit out of my head, man. Hitting it with Hawa, yeah. Hitting it with Hawa, yeah. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. is all they give you. Neighbors. YouTube. YouTube. M3. Hold on. I'm trying to see what that says because I want to put that up there. YouTube dash. Hold on. Y M3QK. Oh, I gotta check that out. That's got some good stuff, that Pixabay, whatever it's called. Lee Lance, what's up, my brother? Lee Lance, we're at 9:51 so far. Shannon, I hope you're having a great day. But like I said, all week I'm going to be discussing the Menendez brothers. Tonight, I'm going to do some more homework. I think Kingston might be back with us tomorrow. I don't know. Either way, I will be. I don't understand, though. The feds, I thought, always superseded everybody. I don't know how they do what they want, man. I don't know where the hell it went. I lost that. Let me see. SNS, what's up, brother? YouTube. YouTube. Okay. I can't find it. I was trying to get in there, but it doesn't work. Oh, that's what's up. Whatever. There we go. I think I found it. I think I found it. I heard they were making the damn hurricanes. Did anybody hear that stuff? Here we go, guys. Mike Ball, good morning, my brother. Mike, I was sharing this morning that I got a call Sunday morning, like 5 in the morning. Somebody I know's son, you know, took their own life. Being a suicide month, man, it's just crazy that still, man. Like I hope that it doesn't make me proud or anything to say, yeah, I know somebody who did that, or somebody who, you know, up till this day still. No, I don't like that, man.
Donald Trump is bad for our union
Okay,
contracts.
okay.
I believe that workers.
Let's check this video out. Everything's got to be political, man. All right, here we go. Check this out, guys. This that news storm coming called Milton, I think.
So we are facing down a monster. This is the last thing anybody wants
Fair
to see
use.
at this moment, considering
CNN.
the storm fatigue that we have from our previous major hurricane strike, not less than 2 weeks ago.
I know. Praise for JJ.
Now we're facing a strengthening Hurricane Milton. Now is a major
I
hurricane
like
with
Papa
winds
Penguin.
sustained at 120 miles per hour. And notice clearing in the center. We call that a pinhole eye, and that means that this storm is continuing to organize, strengthen, basically the bottom falling out within major Hurricane Helene. The reason for this updated information from the National...
I mean, they got FEMA, hardwire. FEMA money's gone because they gave it to migrants. There's no more money. There's Milton. There's no money. Seeing that fair use.
Hurricane Center, because as we speak, the Hurricane hunters, their job to fly within the heart of the storm, have found a central pressure of roughly 954 millibars. So again, the lower that number, the stronger the storm. They're also finding winds coinciding with Category 3 strength. Now we have, as of 5 a.m., a updated list of alerts. We have a hurricane watch in place where you see the shading of pink that includes Tampa Bay southward into.
Wow, look at this, man. This is really, like they said, Milton, man, is at a Cat 3 already, about to hit Florida. This is just... See, now there's all conspiracies going on about this. There's people saying that the reason why that these storms are taking place in these regions is because they're man-made to throw off voting. I don't say I believe any of that. I think it's sad, man. Yeah, I heard that too. It's not just Democrats, Republicans too, man. It's crazy, man. We got to wake up as a country, man. I don't care who you vote for, but maybe that does have something to do with it. Let's play the rest of this, man.
To Fort Myers and Naples. And I want you to hear just what Tampa Bay mayor had to say about
How are you, CNN? Thank you for this video, for my reaction.
Please heed the warnings. If you can go now, go. You cannot wait and see. You have been told what's going to happen. We're fortunate if it wobbles one way or the other and we don't take the direct impact, but let's plan on that.
It's always a game of miles where the worst impacts will be held, but now is your window to prepare and evacuate. Have a plan. John, this storm has gone under rapid intensification. Yesterday morning, it was only at 50 miles per hour. Now we're sitting at a 120 mile per hour monster of a storm.
It was at 50, now it's 100 miles an hour. Not on, man. Gosh. Fair use, CNN.
And this is really crucial information here. The initial storm surge forecast for Tampa Bay, 8 to 12 feet. That actually eclipses last week or 2 weeks ago, Hurricane Helene storm surge values from a storm that was west of Tampa Bay, and that set record values for this area. They are still in cleanup mode. It's already raining there ahead of the storm, so flash flooding is going to be a major concern as well with the storm.
See, that's the hardest part, is the flooding, man. That's what really... Water's the only thing. There's nothing you could do with water. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, man, go online. Like, it's ridiculous. Yes, I just got it. Look, that's why I said we're up to 951. No, 956. Thank you, Lee. I was trying to send you the heart back, but it's not. Look, I'm trying to send the heart. Oh, there we go. I just sent it now. Damn, bro. Look at this, man. We're at 956. Look, 1005, 956 is 1005, 956. Yeah, come on up if you want. I'm going to stay another 15 minutes. Come up. I put this in the chat. Only for Bliss, Chris. Whoever else, if you guys in here want to come up, come up. Yeah, take it slow. But I did get some, Lee, I got some confirmation the other day. Some guys are going to be helping out. I got some good donations coming. Flooding is the problem. You can't stop water, man. $1 billion. Hello, Bliss.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. This hurricane stuff has got me a little in my head this morning after watching
Are
that
you
video I posted.
you're not, are you in Florida too?
Hell no, I'm in Baltimore.
That's what I thought. That's right. I knew you were on the East Coast. I'm gonna put my avatar on too. Yo, that's crazy, man. So like JJ, we got to worry about. I don't even know who else. They said what Tampa Bay area, that region over that way is gonna get hit hard.
Yep, she is right outside of Tampa, and the hurricane, it's set to hit her straight on, like her specific county.
Wow. Now let me ask you a question. I'm not saying this to be ignorant or naive. I've been hearing this stuff, not even just from Republicans, but I heard that there's this thing because I know in Dubai they do something to weather. I don't believe anybody can play God, but I'm going to do more research on that. I actually want to do a show on that. It seems like there's a lot of evidence that supports that. Maybe some doesn't. You think they can actually do that? Do something to make the storm? I mean, of course they talk about voting, but I mean, how the hell could you make a storm? Like, I'm just asking because I didn't think they could do that.
I, that is not anything I've ever believed, but honestly, at
Me
this
either.
point, I I mean, I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm open to like researching and looking at the evidence that people have put out.
I don't understand why. Uh oh, he says it right here. You get hailstorm last time. Let me see. Cloud seeding is done all the time, but no one in the right mind is going to cloud seed. That's what I thought. Thank you for that, Steve. Hope you're having a great day. Steve says that. See, the thing I hate, Bliss, is like we're always up here trying to do something positive, and no matter what you do, there's negative. But the way that they villainize this shit, everything's got to be political, right, left. Why? But then when the storm after it hits, everybody comes together. But did you see that, like FEMA and some of the law enforcement, some of the neighbors that were trying to help rescue people were told no? Did you see any of that? They were
Well,
stopping them.
it's not just the neighbors. I had read, I think Saturday, that Elon Musk and Dr. Phil were they're doing more than our own government right now, and their efforts were being denied and blocked.
Wow, that's
Why
crazy.
is
Because
that?
thank God for his Starlink. Because what I don't understand is if it's not now. This goes back to the fake storm. If it's political gain, right, or political theater, well, obviously it's not a good optic for the Democrats if that's what they're saying. But the only thing I could think of, nobody could really reap good off all this famine. But maybe it is to stop some people to votes. But I mean, I don't know. It's just I don't think you can really gauge it, man. I mean, it's so I don't know what to believe is what I'm getting at anymore, man. You can't believe the government. There's no money. FEMA has no money for this storm. There's people not even getting, adequate supplies. The government, they didn't get there for 5 days. Like I don't know, man. It's just everything's politicized. I just hate that shit.
I mean, my mindset is exactly like yours. And then I watched my friend, by the way, her name's Wildflower Tea. She's amazing. And I'm telling you, when you watch this video, it is going to
Yeah.
anger you.
Listen, I was trying to type it in because I don't know how to take it from the chat. Do you know, can you tell me what to type in? I'll put it up.
If you just go to Wildflower Tea, just like search her channel, and it's the
All right.
last video she did. Or I can send it to you on IG.
Oh, let me see.
I
I'm
just
still.
I couldn't believe it.
I hope JJ stays safe.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to her since yesterday, so I just have a feeling this hurricane's still building. I think it's set to hit her like Tuesday, Wednesday, but it
Is her
may.
name
Go ahead.
Wildflower Tea? You said. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Damn. So it's gonna hit her. When did they say?
they were saying Tuesday into Wednesday, but they were saying that yesterday morning. But I know the hurricane itself has sped up as it's building, so it could be sooner.
I'm trying to see what the last video she did. Is it a short or a video?
No, it's a video. It is
All right.
titled
13
What's
hours
Really
ago?
Yep, What's Really Going On, and that's all I can read from it.
Yeah, I've seen her before. Do you know her? You just subscribed to her?
No, I've known Wildflower for like 5 years.
She's good, man. I see her
Good,
a lot.
good people, like truly
I could
good
tell.
through and through.
Let's see.
She
I don't
spends
think.
like the first 5 minutes talking, so if you wanted to go forward 5 minutes and she really gets into like the heart of
Yeah.
everything.
And Wildflower, please don't strike me
Oh no, not her.
right here. Here we go.
Yep,
5 minutes.
yep. This is literally 15 minutes down the road from her. She
All right.
got very lucky.
All right.
To help us. Why are they refusing to put the truth out for everyone to see? Because that's the least that you guys deserve, is to see and know the truth of the situation. So that's what I'm here for. I just want to use my platform to do that and to make you guys aware of the truth and what is really going on here. Again, I appreciate you guys for watching. This will be a long one, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. I hardly ever say this, like ever, but this is one that I would greatly appreciate if any of you guys feel inclined to share it out with others. I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. And without any further ado, let's get into it.
My name is Jonathan Howard. I'm a member of the Florida State Guard Special Missions Unit, and I'm also
Oh
up
yeah,
here
I've
with
seen this
Aerial
one.
Recovery, a nonprofit. I came up here on Sunday with Aerial Recovery before we even got activated. We flew up here, and then we got activated, which was great. I have my team up here working as well. Here's the problem. I'm going to tell you everything that's happening from the ground, what I'm actually seeing, because what they're telling you is complete bullshit on the news, and these politicians don't have a fucking clue, and they're lying. And I'll say this now, I'll say it at the end of the video. The only thing I need from this video is helicopters. If I have helicopters, I can save lives. Without helicopters, I can't reach these people. It doesn't matter how many chainsaws and trucks I got, I can't get to them. They're 10 miles in, 20 miles, 40 miles in the mountains. There's no way to get with them or even communicate with them. I am literally flying around in a civilian helicopter looking for SOS messages carved in the mud or painted on the ground, and we're dropping down and saving them. What got me fired up about this was yesterday, me and my team did the rescue of that 11-day-old baby. And all these government officials and social media, they're showing that video, that pictures and video of that rescue, and claiming that like they have some like government helped with that. And I mean, even USA, I think it was USA Today, wrote an article about it saying it was a Florida National Guard that went and got it, like with a helicopter. No, it was me, my buddy Charlie, and a civilian named Zeb with his own personal helicopter out of Wilmington, North Carolina. Like without that civilian, that baby would be dead. And the old lady we went and rescued after that, she'd be dead too because she had 1 day left of oxygen. No one was going to go get them. I will tell you, when we go up in the air, I probably see 40 civilian helicopters. I might see 2 Blackhawks, National Guard, military, whatever they are. That's it. No one's out there doing rescues. I have my entire team up here from Florida right now, and they have no ability to go rescue these people other than what they can drive to. And the people that are in dire need, they're out in the mountains. They are completely cut off. Now, I will say, I spoke to my congresswoman down in Florida, and she's a badass, and she made a bunch of phone calls, and now we got 2 contracted 60s coming up here tomorrow, which is great. I love that, but like, I still don't understand why we don't have more helicopters. Like, we'll get a lot of work done with that, but there's no military. There's no one's doing nothing. It blows my mind. And they're not even allowing people to see what's really going on. One of our friends yesterday, they were actually escorting CNN down at Lake Lure, and they wouldn't even let CNN, the sheriff department would not let them go videotape the bad areas, how destructive it is. I don't know why they don't want to show you all that, but I mean, it is bad. I should also say,
why is that?
When I flew here on Sunday, they actually stopped us from.
Why is that? Because I can't think of an answer unless it's something nefarious. That's what the media is for the people, for us to see. And they're not blocking just aid and people from helping, they're also blocking the media from seeing any of it. I just want to, I don't.
Well, I was muted. I didn't even realize it. So what I was saying is the media is controlled by the far left. The far right, they're weirdos too. But what I'm saying is this is not a good optic for the government to have this, because how could this in an election cycle? So then you got to say to yourself, all these people have no resources. They don't want people to go in there. How can any of these people, like, how are they going to be able to vote? I'm just saying, when it comes to now, I don't think you can't manipulate a hurricane into that. I think it'll get away from you. But when it comes down to this portion of it, Bliss, like looking at it from this angle, now you're not letting people in there. What's the only reason? You want them to still be like this on November 5th? I mean, because to be honest, the Biden administration, I'm just being real. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. He's the president. This is his Katrina right now. And he's not doing enough. These people are saying it. So I don't understand, man. I think it's sad, man. But that's my opinion. I don't think that Bliss might feel the same way, but I believe it's a lot to do with them. I mean, look at all the illegal immigrants. California passed a law that they can vote. I mean, my parents came from Italy, with nothing, and I think how many more people are here waiting in line, but yet our veterans are homeless. They can't get care. Why these migrants have full coverage. They have all this stuff, keep bringing them in, bringing them in. So now all the money's going to them. So now it's like they look at them for votes too. So it's like, I don't know, man, Bliss. It's crazy. I'm gonna play some more of this.
I don't
Go ahead.
disagree with anything you just said, but I'm
Okay.
going to speak from like the people who are stranded without anything right now.
Yeah.
We need to stop making it political. We
Thank
just
you.
need to get them help, and then we can focus on all the whys and ifs and what ifs later. They don't give a fuck about any of that. Actually,
Yeah.
the part that you fast forward through, Wildflower even said that she heard that people are spreading a rumor saying that they're doing this to like deep red states to for what you just said, to stop them.
Well, no,
because-
and I only say that, like, look, I think there's a lot of evidence to support that, but I'm not one of those guys that say, "Oh, I'm voting for Trump." I think that. No, I really want to get to the bottom line of it, because I feel what you just said was perfect. Fuck all this shit. These people are dying. There's people trapped that can't get out. I don't give a fuck who the president is or who's running this election. Fuck that. I care more about the people. And that's what I think this country was built on, the people. And I believe we're just forgetting about them, man. Like, they're not doing enough.
I don't disagree with anything you just said, but now is just not the time
No,
for
it's
any
not
of
the
that.
time at all.
For example, do you remember when the bridge went down in Baltimore?
Yep.
Within 6 hours, there were people like on Twitter making it political. Like it's not the time. People are missing. My husband, I don't share any YouTube videos with him. He's not big on YouTube. I sent this video to him before he left for work and he watched it. And he actually had a customer who could not get a hold of his daughter, who lives down in this area, for 5 days. And she was rescued off of the mountain face by a civilian helicopter. It could very well be this guy who rescued her too.
God bless. So let me rephrase this so we're understood here. I'm not saying that I feel both sides politicized it. That's all I'm saying. I think
agree.
that's all I'm saying. I believe that. However they could do it to get a vote, I think they'd sell their mother, those politicians, to get a vote. And I think it's sad because, when you do shit like that and you have all those people following whatever side you're on or whatever they're doing, you have people start thinking like that. And that's a big tell, for why a lot of these people on YouTube act the way they are. Like, they see people doing it, they see them getting some kind of buzz, but then we have a storm like this, and people have to are left with nothing but just good hearts and care and love. And that's what God wants. But you know, I think it's sad, man. I hate people who politicize, especially even being a history. You know, I love history. I love elections. I like the process, right? But when this stuff happens, like this guy right here, he needs more helicopters. Like you got a guy willing to go in there, risk his life to save people. I just don't get it. Like, so my question to you, Bliss, is why do you think that these said politicians, because this does make them look bad. What the hell's going on, man? I mean, what do you think is the reason why they're just so, that so much neglect?
I mean, that's my question throughout all this. I don't know how to answer that. This man is using his own funds to fuel his helicopter. Said he had to fuel 4 times in one day. I can't imagine how much money
Yeah,
that costs. He is
that,
doing more than our own government. I said it in the chat. The money that we just gave to Ukraine, and I'm not talking in
oh my
total, I'm talking
God.
about the last bout of
What was
money we
that? One
spent.
point some billion?
It was something like that. Someone broke
Yeah.
down the math, and it was enough to give each Ukrainian citizen $6,500 plus dollars. But you're telling me that we're only giving 750, and you have to qualify. And in order to even try to qualify, you got to go online and fill out a form. But you're 20 miles inland without fucking power or Wi-Fi. Some people like still trapped, but you want them to go online and fill out a form to see if they qualify for a measly 750 fucking dollars? Are you
Huh.
kidding me?
Check this out. You ready for this real quick? I want to play it again, but check this out. Migrants may be eligible for a variety of benefits, including federal public assistance programs, refugee assistance, ORR funding benefits, CalFresh benefits. Hold on. I mean, these guys got, some people say the money that they get, you know, they get stamps. What I'm getting at is they get so much more, all this money, stipends. Most of them in 5-star hotels, because the hotel, they'll take the hotel and the government's giving them guaranteed money. I mean, but that's, that money's set up for FEMA. Like, this is what they do, Bliss, on both sides. They have a disaster. They cover shit up by redirecting funds that are allocated for, this relief fund. They think they take it from here to do something else. They have some big lawyers come in the room and draw something up. So nothing ever really happens to anybody. But to me, it's sad, man. Really, like, all joking aside, I think it's too politicized and people's their lives, man. So I don't
Like
know.
we can
I
get
pray for
into
everybody.
all that, like for real.
Yeah.
Everything you're saying, I totally agree with. But just overall, not just saying you, overall now is not the time for that. If the government's not going to do it, then us, the people, need to all come together and figure out a way to go help these people. Because if enough people show up, I mean, they can't deny that.
No, I hate it too. Like, the only reason why I highlight it is because I want people to remember that you really care about a politician right now when there's little kids, man, holding on to maybe a little dirty stuffed bunny rabbit that's all they have the rest of their lives. People losing, like the elderly that couldn't get out. Like, God forbid my father, he's on a hospital bed. Like, things like that. That's what I think about like this. And what can we do?
Exactly.
What can we do to help? But I'm just,
It's so enraging. I mean,
yeah.
one, because it truly does anchor me. I cannot believe I live in a country like this right now. But two, it's more of like the helpless feeling. Like, what can I do?
No, yeah, definitely.
You know?
My friend's in North Carolina. He's in Winston-Salem, which they've been cool over there. But, I let him know, man, anything you need me to do, I'll make something happen. And one thing I will say about the bikers, bikers have a long reach and they do a lot. So shout out to
Oh,
all
they
them
do.
guys in North Carolina, man. And I'm going to play some more of this real quick.
From going in, the sheriff department. And it was because of a bunch of politics that they were claiming was a Speaker of the House of North Carolina that was preventing us from even going in and trying to kick us out, which I have clarified today with North Carolina politicians that reached out to me, good on them. And they were like, that's complete bullshit. Speaker of the House has nothing. He wants you guys there, but this is the kind of political BS that is happening here right now. Like, everyone's trying to be in charge without taking any type of action. Nobody wants to coordinate with anybody. Everybody wants to pretend like they're being the hero while these people are literally fucking dying in the mountains. And these people, like I'm saying, these people are limited medication. They're running out of oxygen, and there's no one going to get them. The most effective way I have found to go find these people is by getting in a helicopter and flying down the rivers and roads and looking for SOS messages or people waving us down. And then we drop down and get them. We have all these people here. We have law enforcement. We have State Guard, National Guard. They have no way to go get these people. Yesterday, when I was at the Asheville airport refueling, which, by the way, the civilian is paying all this out of his own pocket. He's not even looking for a reimbursement. I think we did 4 refuelings yesterday. And that was like just in half a day's work. We're in
That's
Asheville,
big money.
and I saw 2 Air Force helicopter 60s. And I knew they were PJs, just looking at them. And I went up to them, like, hey, guys, like, what are y'all doing? And like, this is what you need to be doing. This is how I'm finding people. And they're like, we can't go. We're waiting on Title 10 orders. And I'm like, what? They can't get any authority. There's military helicopters all over here sitting on the ground, and they can't do nothing. Even my JSOC boys in Fayetteville, they can't get orders to come out here. It is just the most disgusting thing, and they're killing these people. And I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know what kind of conspiracy. I've heard so many things, whatever you want to come up with, but they are literally allowing these people to fucking die in the mountains right now.
If you're a content creator of any kind, you need to check out Motion Array. My name is Paul, filmmaker, and you.
Dirt bikes, ATVs, side-by-sides. If you have them and can get to East Tennessee or Western North Carolina, we need you. Do not listen to the news when they tell you that they don't want you, they don't need you. I'm telling you, I am here. I live here. I have been already. I'm telling you, we need you. We want you here. The hell with what FEMA says. The hell with what American Red Cross says. They're not here. I'm telling you, they're not here helping. It's been a week and they're not here. These people need saved. These bodies need to be brought down. I have already seen bodies. I'm telling you, I've seen them from my own eyes. That is something I'm never going to forget, ever.
My name is Cassandra. I live in a little town called Spruce Pine, North Carolina, that was directly affected by Hurricane Helene. Anybody in their right mind thinking that outside people should not be speaking on what the government has done or is not doing to our area is insanity to me. As someone who is here at Ground Zero in Mitchell County, North Carolina, it is going to take you as the creators on this app to speak up to get us help here. Because I will tell you, our government is not doing a damn thing for us. I have had 3 tractor and trailers from Florida denied entry. I have had 2 trucks of supplies coming from West Virginia denied entry. Now you tell me that people don't have the right to speak on our area? You're wrong. They do.
People in North Carolina, you deserve to hear this.
Here's the thing, Bliss. So everybody understands these are people that's right in the heart of this, affected by this. They don't have no friggin' political movement here, man. They're not saying Republican, Democrat. They're saying, we're telling you, we need help. Whoever, we need help. But Bliss, my only problem is, what I like to say is, it does become politicized because this is what happens. Okay, if they're saying that the government's not doing nothing, that's the Biden administration. Now the Republicans, for the next weeks till the election, they're going to be hammering that, using it like, that's the shit I don't like, man. You know what I mean? Why can't it just be, let's help these people, man? You know what I mean? What the hell? It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It's sad, man.
SNS said something about, Trump said, I don't care about the election. I care about the people and their safety. And his actions show that to me. Where is our president right now? Because I haven't seen him.
See,
just saying.
What I'll say is this. I'm glad you said it, brought it up. But if you watch, I'm just saying, I've watched both parties. They've all used things to their advantage, to disadvantage. But one thing with these guys is they're sitting there laughing, like doing nothing, there's nothing, like they don't care, like it's just okay. Well, Trump's the Nazi, so we're gonna win, and who cares? Like they're not going for the people; they want to win popularity contests. Like Trump's out there. I respect the guy because here's the one reason. Number one is because I think he's the only one that can bring God, my faith, and let me still hold that and say Merry Christmas and all the things that I want to do. This country was founded on Judeo-Christian values. Yeah, my parents came from Italy, but if my parents came here from and they were Muslim, they would understand that, you're coming to another country the same way, Bliss, if we go to any other country, we can't do what we want. We have to be held to their standards and do and respect what they have. But only in this country, there's so many people to think that we don't have to hold that position. That anybody who comes in here should have the same, I guess the same, I want to say this right. The same opportunities, I'll say that. But the thing is there's a process in this country. And when you come from the border, there's a thing called coming right and amnesty and all that shit. But I don't know what they're gonna do. I really don't understand. But to me, my parents came from Italy. I like to speak on that. I don't understand. The first thing you're doing is breaking the law when you're coming over there. And now it's like all the money. See, I just feel this. That's all I'm going to say about Biden administration. By not having money for FEMA, or now they're saying there's money, Americans are not dumb. Like they seen what Trump did for 4 years. All they keep doing is blaming Trump for everything. Americans are not stupid. They know who's been there. So it's a shame it's all politicized, but at the end of the day, what are they going to do to save these people? What are they going to do to get aid there? Why are we giving Ukraine money like that? Why are we right now in the Middle East, all that raging? We have mostly all our destroyers over there intercepting all this shit in Israel. Like, how can we keep our home? I guess that's what I'm asking. How can we keep this home beautiful and appealing to other people all over the world to come here and enjoy this thing called America if we keep just spitting in the wind, man? There's only so many more times you can do this. You know what I mean, Blissy? You can't keep recouping from all this. Like it's plus we're what 30, 40 trillion in debt. Who knows? 20 million illegals have been here. They're infiltrating neighborhoods, hurting people. All this border shit has a big effect. And even through the storm, look, it's present because the money is not there. So it impacts everybody. I don't know what the answer is, Bliss, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't know what it takes for people to wise up.
I don't know if anyone really knows the answer right now. And honestly, I don't like just calling it sending money. They're sending our money. This is our hard-earned money that we're sending. So now they're telling the American people to come together to help, like the people affected by the hurricane. So now we're double sending money. I just looked this up. Listen to this.
Go ahead.
The 206, which is a specific helicopter, burns about 30 gallons per hour, with jet fuel typically costing between $6 and $7 a gallon. That's $130 to $180 per hour.
Those guys are probably maxing out their own credit cards, man.
I couldn't imagine. I mean, people right now can barely afford to fill up their Kias. So we are doubling, and then we have our people suffering. That's the end result. No, I'm not okay with that.
No, I'm not either.
Again, I do believe that all of this can be talked about and remedied and mulled over a little later down the line. And right now, we just got to figure out how to get to them. Unfortunately, I'm in no position to help. So I hope the people like Elon and Dr. Phil and y'all can have your thoughts on them. But if they're trying to help, let's just fucking root them in and hope that they can.
When Eli went there and sent Starlink so they can, first off, they didn't have coordination to send with the GPS. So he went over there And even that was politicized. Like I seen him attacking. I'm like, man, why does everything have to be that? Like what I'm getting, Americans are done. Like, look, we've been going through all this right now since from 2016. People are not stupid. They see what's going on. They understand that it's not the shiny object, the distraction. People are feeling it in their wallets. They see all the stuff going on. People are a lot of Americans, I forget what the percentages, think there's going to be a World War III. You know, it's just what do you do? But like you said, have a conversation. You know, even a debate. I don't even think there's enough time for that right now. Like, put all that shit aside. Let's get these people out of here. Get those bodies out of there. Because you know what? An attack on the homeland is an attack on all of us. And a storm, a hurricane, is an attack. We should treat that like, I'm not saying it's the same as 9/11. I think it may incidents be worse as far as carnage, but we have to keep it together, man. And I just don't know if we're so far divided. I like to think that history repeats itself. I think we'll get back to that, but I think 1,000% what you say, man. It's enough. People got to stop with the bullshit, man. Nobody cares if there's an R or D in front of your name. That helicopter is going to come out there and drop and pick whoever up needs it. They're not going to say, "Let me see your your voter registration card." And another thing I like to say, Bliss, because so many people put this country down. If this country's so friggin' bad, why is 20 million people trying to come through? Like in the last 4 years, like it's just I don't buy into none of that either. But I appreciate you telling me about that video. I'm gonna subscribe to her channel and watch some of her content. Um, I'm going to get back out in the street this week. I don't know what day, but I'll be going live one morning from, going to do some freestyle interviews. And I have some
Yeah, I
content.
think I'll definitely, I'm going to be there for that. I've been wanting that for a while. But I
Yeah.
think me and Wildflower are actually going to go live either Wednesday or Thursday. I'll share it whenever we have the details of kind of about all this, because there was a
Yeah.
comment under this video that is blaming her, saying that you're the people voted for the current administration, so it's your fault. So we're gonna
Nah,
dive a little more deeper into that. I ain't gonna touch it now.
now you know what's crazy though? It's so easy for somebody to say that and make it your people. See, that's the problem. You know,
That's it. That's the problem right there.
here's the bottom line. I
Got
hate to
time for
break
that.
I hate to break it to the Republicans out there, but you have a Democratic president. He's actually our president, whether you like it or not. He's the guy in the chair. Whether you want to blame him for this or not, he's the guy. He's our president. We are the people. We pay his salary. So I just don't get it when sometimes I wonder about people in common sense and reality if they just, live in a bubble or they think that if they believe in something so much, it'll come true. But no, just because people voted a guy in, man, that's not, remember when people are running for president, they're on a stump, they say everything they got to say to win that game and win that title. And once they get it, they usually, between, Congress and the Senate and trying to get bills passed, it's not, it's easier said than done, is what I'm saying. So I don't blame the voter for that because, no, you can't blame the voter for that. That's up to the
No, and
administration.
even if you want to try, now is not the time to be doing that kind of
No,
shit.
no.
And
Yeah, people really
I'm
saying that to
gonna,
her?
yes, yeah, it's a
Tell her I got her
specific comment.
back, man. I like her.
If you want a rabbit hole, you may have done some research into this. I know Mike and probably a few other people in this chat have looked into this. Go look up, they had a Starlink, like an Elon, like we were supposed to work out some kind of government Elon Musk deal. And the current administration hates him so much
Yeah.
that they completely axed this deal and went with another, whatever, I don't even know what it's called right now. I did hear and read about it.
Chinese firm.
And it costs like a million times more than what Elon was going to charge, basically. And it's doing shit. It does nothing. So that's the kind of, like, we need to look for the best interest overall. not just, oh no, he's bad. It's not like it's getting ridiculous at this
Here's the
point, and
thing,
it's
though.
costing us.
Here's what I don't believe, Bliss, and this is why it's full of shit with that. Because let me tell you, this guy Elon Musk has only voted Republican. This the first time. He's been a Democrat and donated to them his whole life, but now they hate him. Come on, like
Well,
now
just
he's a
look at The
bad
View.
guy.
I mean, they all loved Trump until he changed to Republican. They fucking
That,
loved it.
Oprah, all of them. He was in 360 music videos, rap videos. SNS, have a good day. But you tell her little, what's her name? Flower. I got it right here.
Wildflower tea.
You let her know that I love her style. She reminds me, like, that's all I'm trying to do, man, is, you know, and it shows that she's successful in doing that. It just takes time to grab that kind of audience. But, man, I was watching some of her videos. She seems genuine.
No, and exactly what you're feeling and seeing is exactly who she is, and that is the kind of people that you especially want to follow.
No, you know what? I don't feel bad because everything's a learning experience, but being on here 3 years, and I'm sorry about that, being away from knuckleheads and even the last situation, man, it's crazy because it's never me. You see me, I don't disrespect women. I don't argue with women. If a woman doesn't like me and wants to talk shit, God bless her. I'm not going to argue with her. Now, as a reaction with men, you're used to them being in front of your face, but that's not even worth it. But I'm finally at a point now that I have a lot of other people and interest in a couple other guys. I'm working on things now. So, to once this make the wish thing, when I get done with this, that's going to turn into something, this year is going to be good, man. I really do believe it. We're on really good track. And that's all I want to do is help people. I don't care if people think of
You're
me.
on it. You're on the track. It's going to be a slow build, but it's going to be a genuine build. You're going to be surrounded by actual people, like good people who support you, and not the people that just come around when there's drama, that fake support. So just hang in there. You got this.
And one thing I hate, and I'm not speaking on one content creator, I'm speaking life in general. I don't like group think tank. I don't like people trying to control people. I don't like people making people. But one thing with saying that, I have to say this too. The flip side of that is I love loyalty. I don't like people that are fly by night. That to me is, but yeah,
People are confusing loyalty with ride or die. And I'm not big on ride or die. I mean, you need to call your people out when they're doing the F stuff. Sorry. Keep trying not to cuss on your panel. It's hard for me.
No, it's cool. But the ride or die thing, let me tell you about that. Us being from the East Coast, I mean, usually the ones who ride or die don't have to say it. You know what I mean? They already have that understanding. But that ride or die has been really taken and misused into some kind of, holy trinity that most people that speak that way now are the first ones to, backstab you. So that really doesn't mean anything to me anymore.
Yeah, ride or die should never involve having to lie or manipulate or any of that. If you pick the right person, certainly you can ride or die.
Oh, yeah,
but you'll
definitely.
never have to do that. And you'll never have to question your integrity or your morals doing it. So,
no,
but I'm going to head out, Code. Thank you
go
for
ahead.
letting me
Prayers
come
for
up.
JJ. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you letting me. Have a good day.
Have a good day. God bless. Be safe. Yeah, I like this girl, her channel, Wildflower. She has some good stuff, man. Go check her out. I'm going to go watch some of her videos. I like her. She seems like a cool chick. Thank you, Bliss, for coming up. I'm going to get out of here too, man. I hope you guys stay blessed, not stressed. Let God handle the rest. No matter what's going on in the world, man, remember, you control what's going on in your house. You control what's going on in that mirror. You control what's going on in your life. Just because somebody's got 100, 200 people in a live and it consists of bashing against somebody, That's not genuine, man. That's weak. That just shows you. Save that drama for your mama. God bless everybody. Take care.